Hello, and welcome back to the KinderJoy TV Podcast, your safe, insightful space for conversations about parenting, child development, and building deeper connections with your kids. I'm your host, Adam, and I'm really excited about today's topic because it's something every parent sees but might not fully understand. We're talking about the power of play, learning beyond the classroom. And joining me again today is the wonderful Mrs. Smith, a child psychologist and early childhood educator with over 15 years of experience in developmental learning and parent coaching. Mrs. Smith, always a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Adam. I love being part of these conversations. And today's topic, play, it's close to my heart. It's something children naturally do, but something adults don't always take seriously. So I'm thrilled we're unpacking this.
Let's start with a big one. I think a lot of adults and even some teachers still believe that play is just what happens outside of learning, like do your schoolwork and then you get to play. But what do you say to that?
That mindset is very common. And honestly, it's outdated. Play is learning. It's the most natural way children explore, test ideas, express emotions, and build relationships. When a child is at play, they're actively building the foundation for academic, social, and emotional growth. I always tell parents, a child at play is a child at work.
That's powerful. And when you say foundation, can you give us an example?
Absolutely. Let's say your 4-year-old is pretending to run a restaurant. In that play, they're using language skills to take your order, practicing math when they price the food, using social negotiation to decide who's the chef, engaging in imagination, which strengthens creativity. They're learning way more than meets the eye.
Part 2, the neuroscience of play. So we know play builds skills, but is there science behind this?
Yes, lots. Neuroscience shows that during play, especially open-ended and imaginative play, a child's brain is actively forming new neural connections. These are tied to executive function, problem-solving, memory, and emotional regulation. Play actually primes the brain for learning, in school and in life.
So when a child builds a fort out of pillows, they're basically rewiring their brain?
Exactly. It's like a mental gym, and it's fun, so the learning is deeply internalized.
Part 3, social development through play. Let's go into the social side of things. What happens between kids when they play?
This is where we see natural social development happen. In cooperative play, say playing house or building a city with blocks, kids practice turn-taking, perspective-taking, conflict resolution, negotiation, and they do it without adult scripts. They're learning how to live in a community, how to understand another person's point of view, all through role play.
And I've seen that. My son will argue over who gets to be the dinosaur king, but then they sort it out and keep playing.
Exactly. That's the kind of conflict we want kids to face. Small, manageable ones that teach problem-solving and empathy.
Part 4, emotional and behavioral growth. How does play help with emotional development?
Great question. Play gives children a safe space to process emotions. For example, a child scared of the doctor might play doctor at home to work through that fear. A child who feels powerless might pretend to be a superhero to feel strong. During loss, kids may reenact comforting routines or bring back a pet in their story. It's therapeutic. We even use play therapy in psychology to help kids communicate what they can't verbalize yet.
So play is almost like their emotional language.
Yes, it's the way they show us what's going on inside.
If you're finding this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who cares about kids as much as you do. Your support helps us keep these conversations going. Part 5, creative thinking and future skills. Let's talk creativity. It's something we associate with art and music, but how does play build creative thinking?
Through imaginative and pretend play, children become creators. They invent roles, worlds, and rules. That's abstract thinking in action. And here's the kicker. Creativity isn't just for artists. It's essential in science, tech, leadership, entrepreneurship, anywhere innovation is needed. When your child turns a shoebox into a spaceship, they're learning how to see possibility, to ask, what if?
That gives me chills because we always say we want innovative kids, but we don't always give them space to imagine.
Exactly. If everything is adult-led or screen-directed, kids lose that muscle. We need to protect time for free, open-ended play.
Part 6. Structured versus unstructured play. Is all play good play, or is there a difference between structured and unstructured?
Both are valuable, but unstructured play is often where the deepest learning happens. Structured play, games with rules, adult-led activities, helps with following directions and cooperation. Unstructured play, child-led, open-ended, helps with imagination, decision-making, and independence. We need to balance both, but unstructured play should not be pushed aside in favor of constant scheduling.
Part 7, Quick Tip of the Week. All right, it's time for our Quick Tip of the Week. Mrs. Smith, what's one practical thing parents can try today to encourage meaningful play?
Here's a simple one. Create a play basket. Take a small basket or box and fill it with fabric scraps, empty paper towel rolls, wooden blocks, animal figurines, old pots and spoons. No screens, no instructions, just open-ended materials. Put it somewhere your child can access freely and let them create. It invites creativity without pressure or cost.
Love that. You just described my daughter's favorite afternoon activity, building castles out of cereal boxes. Part 8, Final Thoughts and Encouragement. Before we wrap up, what would you say to a parent who feels guilty that their child isn't in tons of structured activities?
I would say this. Don't underestimate the power of free play. If your child is building, imagining, creating, talking to their toys, or making up stories, they're developing skills that can't be replicated in flashcards or tutoring. Let them be bored sometimes. Let them explore. That's how they build resilience, confidence, and joy.
That's so true. And to every parent listening, what your child does when they're just playing could be the most important learning they'll do all day.
Exactly. Trust the process and give them the time.
Music. Outro music, 10 seconds, fade in. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mrs. Smith. This was such a powerful reminder that play isn't optional, it's essential. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend who cares about kids as much as you do, and join us next week for more practical, heart-centered parenting conversations. Until then, keep playing, keep listening, and stay joyful.